So apparently there is a book called Start With Why and a concept of a golden circle. And the basic idea is that if you think of your life in rings, on the outside ring you have a what, and then you have a how, and then you have a why. And the way that I learned this concept was called concentric circles of influence. And that idea was that we spend more time tending the far out circle of our life than we do the core. So the way it was taught to me was by an author named Alicia Britt Chole, and she said, if you think of your life in these circles, concentric circles of influence, most people take the watering hose of their finite energy and time and their resources, and they point it like this, and they like shoot the water really far out so that the very outside circles look really green. So that would be like, in terms of your influence, it would be like colleagues at work, or people who maybe you comment on them on Instagram, or people you run into at the grocery store who you are acquaintances with. And to those people way out there, your life looks so green and lush. But then you get in closer and closer and closer, and the core is you, right? And it's super parched there because the water, the resources went so far out. So the closer you get in, so like the inside core would be, I would say, would be the divine and you kind of all in that core together. And then you have like the people you absolutely love the most in the world. Often that's our family members, or perhaps if you have a partner that you're in a relationship with, and children. And then maybe it's extended family, and then it's best friends, and then it becomes, your close circle of friends. Then maybe it becomes people that you work with that are really dear to you, like that, right? So the challenge is to take the watering hose that we aim like this and we shoot to all the outsides that our lives look so great to people way out there, and to actually take the hose and turn it and point it straight down so that you are watering into the core of yourself and your connection to source. And then what's going to happen out here, it's going to be parched, and you're going to disappoint people, and they're going to be pissed because you're not showing up the way that you used to, and in a way that makes them comfortable. And the greenest part of your life is private. Very few people are going to see that green, but they're going to experience the effects of it, because water, when it soaks deeply down right here at the center, goes like this. And so it ends up nurturing the concentric rings of influence from the inside out. So the same idea with finding your why is that we're taught to focus on what. What are you doing? And how much of it, and not how you do it, but how much of it have you done? So my whats are, I show up on this board, and I show up in this workspace in all of these different ways, and I contribute in my neighborhood in this way, and I contribute online in this way, and I do all these things. What? And then the how. How am I doing it? Well, how much of it am I doing? And am I doing it excellently? And do I look like I'm doing it perfectly? And all of that. And then the why gets completely neglected until you do that thing where you wake up one day and you're like, oh, great, my whole life has passed. And I never even considered why I was doing what I was doing. I was just puppeted around pleasing other people, producing a ton, but the center of me, my why, is desert, right? So this work of finding your why, that the why becomes the influence of how and then what. So if my why is to become a better human so that this world might become a better place for all humans, every choice that I make filters through that lens. Like, okay, if I sign up in my life to show, this is an example applicable to me. If I sign up to be on all 4 of my kids' advisory committees for their school, is that motivated from my why that says I'm doing that because I want this world to become a better place for all humans? Maybe. Or maybe it's so that I can look like I'm a good parent. And that is not congruous. That's not in alignment with my why. That actually has to do with a what that's trying to please all these people by looking green on the outside. So my job is to get clear on my why and then use it to be really cutthroat about like, okay, yes, this feeds my why. This helps me become a better human so that I help the world become a better place for all humans. And this doesn't, and so it needs to go because you can't do everything. And if you live your life doing a lot of what's to please people, you will have that day where you wake up and you go, I wasted this one precious life that I had, this gift, pleasing other people, and I've got a lot of green on the way outside to show for it, and I've got desert at the center. So that's why we're gonna really start with working on clarifying what's your why.